All right, so here we have the front squat. Front squat is a great movement. As opposed to the back squat, front squat puts a great emphasis on our core. So when that weight gets heavy and that load gets challenging, it's gonna really test our core strength to see whether our midline is able to keep ourselves upright or whether we collapse and fail in the weight. So it's a great test and a great movement to build some core strength, some quadricep strength, and just your overall squat strength. So first key of performance is going to be the front rack position. It's about getting yourself into a good enough rack position. Now, if mobility is an issue, and it is for a lot of people, then that front rack position is going to be really challenging for you. So that means your ability to have that bar sit on your shoulders when you get that weight in this position here. So the first test that I get people to understand is just understanding that the weight doesn't want to be sitting on your wrist, but it wants to be sitting on your shoulders. The first thing we can do is we can point towards our shoulders and push them up. Alright, now most people struggle to understand that that's the position you want to be in when you're doing your front squat. You don't want to have your shoulders being pulled down. You want to make sure that you're pushing those shoulders up into a nice, good, solid position. So when you get yourself underneath that bar, we're pushing those shoulders up and that bar is sitting in the rack position that we're creating. Alright, so we're going to try and get ourselves into that front rack position for the front squat. A couple of different grips you can have here. One of it can be, if you have really good flexibility, you can just have a nice, good tight grip on that bar. If you have less flexibility, you're gonna have to just be nice and loose on your fingertips, all right? So we're gonna try having a nice, good, tight grip on that bar. We're gonna get ourselves underneath that bar. One elbow first, the other elbow, just test out your flexibility for the day. Make sure you're in a nice, good position. Then we're gonna try and get ourselves directly underneath that bar, take a couple of steps back. Now from here, we're gonna make sure that we're getting ourselves into the best position possible. So the bar is just sitting on my fingertips, I'm pushing my elbows up, I'm keeping my back nice and straight. I'm gonna sit down into a full squat, and I'm gonna stand. So as I do this movement, I wanna make sure that I'm not dropping my elbows. So I'm gonna push my elbows up as I do that movement. Couple steps forward, look right, look left, and we drop that bar. So, for the front squat, we're looking to get ourselves in that best position we can. Now, it's really important to understand that as you're dropping down into the squat, you're pushing those elbows up throughout the entire movement, all right? Now, those elbows are really just an extension of just reminding yourself to keep your core in a good position, all right? Whether your elbows are here or they're here, it's really about just you doing your best effort to stay upright through that movement. So we don't want to be in a position where, as we lower ourselves in, we have any deviation of lowering from our thoracic spine, lowering our elbows down, or losing posture throughout the bottom of our rib cage in our core area. We want to make sure that we're keeping everything as upright as we can. All right, now, to the degree that you struggle with that flexibility of getting into that nice, good rack position, you're gonna have to just accept that maybe you might need to just have a bit of a looser grip on that bar, so just a couple of fingertips to get yourself in that rack position, and just understand that it's something that you need to work through with mobility to improve your ability to get yourself in that position, all right? Apart from that, a couple of key points of performance in the front squat are just keeping your back as straight as you can throughout the whole way. Some basic concepts in squatting in general, which is making sure your knees are in line with your toes as you're pushing out, so making sure that you're tracking over your toes and making sure that your hip is below your knee and that you're not letting those knees cave in as you're standing up, all right? Something really important to understand with front squats as well is that the more you do them, the more you get yourself in that position, your mobility will improve over time if you're trying to improve that movement, and that if you stay away from front squats because you have bad mobility, then the chances are you're never going to improve that mobility because you're just avoiding the issue. So that's some food for thought when it comes to that front squat. Hope this helps, guys. Take care and peace.